Have you ever wondered what would happen if every single human mind just snapped together like a puzzle? Like, imagine 8 billion people suddenly thinking, feeling, acting as one, and you were the only one left in your own head. Sounds like a nightmare? Well, that nightmare just got a name: Pluribus. And no, this isn't another zombie show. It's Vince Gilligan's latest masterpiece, and it's about to pull your brain into a place you will never escape from. Now, I have to confess, when I first heard about this, I laughed. I thought, a virus? Minds glued together? Come on, how scary can that be? But by the time episode 2 ended, my jaw was on the floor, my heart was pounding, and I was staring at the screen like, how is this even real? Let's talk about the 886 million people who didn't make it. Yes, that number, gone. Just like that. And the reason? 4 simple tones. 4 tiny sounds traveling across space that carried a lysogenic virus gluing minds together. The math, the concept, it's terrifying. You're probably thinking, how could this be believable? Let me stop you there. The genius here is not just in the horror. It's in the way Gilligan makes you feel it in your brain. You don't just watch this virus, you experience it. Here's a question. What would you do if you were immune and everyone else was lost to a hive mind that's perfect, peaceful, loving, happy, without pain, without struggle? That's Carol's world, and her reaction? Let's just say it's messy, brutally human. Think about the modern world for a second. Everyone's chasing happiness, connection, purpose, and what if you could just take it all from everyone, force them to be fulfilled, but at the cost of their identity? That's the terrifying ethical question Pluribus asks. It's controversial, it's uncomfortable, and yes, it's why you cannot look away. Carol didn't ask for this, but she's the only one standing between the collective hive mind and total erasure of individuality. And here's a brutal thought. Maybe the virus isn't evil. Maybe it's offering humanity what we've always wanted, a world without pain. But would you give up being you to achieve that? That's the forbidden knowledge Gilligan is feeding us. The answer isn't simple. And just when you think you understand, episode 2 hits you like a gut punch. Did you notice the subtle moments in the first 2 episodes? The way Carol's hands tremble when she touches the infected? The way Helen's final words echo in her mind? You make at least one person happy. It's something. That line isn't just emotional fluff. It's the clue to her ultimate purpose. Carol isn't just surviving. She's the axis on which this apocalypse spins. And trust me, every frame, every shot, every lingering stare is hiding secrets. The yellow, the flowers, the jacket. Carol stands out. Why? Because she's special. Not just immune, special. And soon you'll see why this little detail may be the most important part of the entire season. I have to admit something. The first time I saw the scene in the parking lot where the virus spreads silently, I froze. My palms were sweaty. I was whispering at the screen, no, don't go there. The city burning in the distance, Carol's eyes wide, and the lingering dead smiles of the infected. It's the quiet horror that crushes you. And the worst part? You know it's unstoppable. So, here's the theory I can't stop thinking about, and you can't ignore it either. What if the virus wasn't just random? What if it was meant to test humanity, to see who would survive or who would betray themselves to belong? That's the question Gilligan is teasing us with, and I guarantee, by episode 3, your brain will be running in circles trying to answer it. Before we go deeper, here's a truth bomb. If you love decoding shows, uncovering hidden meanings, and diving into the psychology of chaos, you need to subscribe. This channel doesn't just review, we unravel, we theorize, and we dig into the forbidden corners of your favorite shows. Hit that subscribe now because missing an episode here is like leaving the last survivor in a world full of hive minds. Okay, let's pause for a second. Imagine walking through a city where everyone around you is smiling, moving perfectly, saying nothing, and they're all thinking the same thought. Creepy, right? That's Carol's reality. And here's the kicker. She's immune. Immune, yes, but not invincible. Every step she takes, every breath she draws, she's on the edge of being swallowed by the hive mind that's smarter, faster, and relentless. I have to confess, when I first saw Carol dragging Helen's body through the streets, I didn't just feel scared. I felt heartbroken. The show doesn't just throw bodies on screen like cheap horror. It makes you feel every single loss. And Helen wasn't just a character. She was Carol's tether to the world she once knew. And when she died, that tether snapped. Quick thought experiment. If you were Carol, would you fight the collective, knowing that millions are already gone? Or would you join them and have a perfect, pain-free life? Comment below with your answer, and be honest. This isn't just a TV show question, it's the kind of moral dilemma that haunts you for days. Now let's dig into Helen's infection. Was it the bartender's drink? The kiss in the bar? Or something more sinister? Something that happened off-screen? Here's my theory. Helen was targeted because the collective wanted Carol. And that's where the real horror hits. They're not just a virus, they're predators, choosing the ones who resist and slowly bending the world to their will. Here's something most viewers missed. The virus isn't just a mind glue. It's a memory sponge. Every infected person's knowledge, emotions, experiences, they're stored in the collective. That means the hive mind isn't just people thinking alike, it's humanity itself, living on, but without freedom. Every memory, every secret, every regret absorbed. And Carol? She's walking around with that weight in her head. Every life lost, every mind absorbed, it's hers to carry. And the way the show handles this is brutal. Silent, choreographed movements, empty smiles, perfect synchronicity. At first, it looks harmless, almost beautiful. But beauty here is a trap, because behind those smiles, there's nothing. Nothing human. That's the terror of PLURIBUS. It's not violence, it's erasure. Remember the airport scene? I've had the time of my life playing over a place that isn't anything but joyful. That's Gilligan's subtle genius. That juxtaposition, it isn't just irony, it's foreshadowing. Helen had her moment of happiness, but it was fleeting. And every scene where Carol's happiness flickers is a reminder the world she knew is gone, and the collective won't wait. It hunts. Here's something that got me thinking. Why is Carol the one that stands out? The yellow gloves, the jacket, the flowers on the bed. Every frame emphasizes her individuality. But what's fascinating is how the show layers this visually. Even among the few survivors, she's still the target. She's the anomaly. And anomalies in a hive mind system are dangerous. Honestly, I had to pause after seeing the parking lot scene. The silence, the tension, the background slowly building into chaos. It's like you're being dragged into Carol's panic. And then the camera lingers on her eyes, and for a second, you know she sees the truth before we do. That's terrifying storytelling. I actually sat there thinking, I would lose it if I were her. And that's the brilliance of Gilligan. He makes you live the horror, not just watch it. Here's a fun, terrifying question for you. If you were in Carol's position, would you trust anyone? Or would you assume everyone around you is already lost? Drop your answer in the comments. I want to see who's brave and who's secretly a hive mind sympathizer. And now, let's talk about Zosa, that silent, perfect, unstoppable member of the hive mind. Every move she makes, every step she takes, screams control. She doesn't talk, she doesn't emote, and yet she terrifies me more than anyone who screams or attacks, because she is the future of this world, a world where choice no longer exists. And if Carol slips, if she falters even for a second, Zosa's world becomes ours. And here's the terrifying thought loop. If the virus spreads like we've seen in episodes 1 and 2, humanity could be erased in months. Months! And Carol? She's racing against time. Every interaction could be the one that tips the scale. Every person she encounters could either survive or fall. And the choices aren't obvious. They're morally gut-wrenching. Now, if you're still with me and you want to see how the hive mind spreads, how Carol manipulates it, and the shocking twists you won't see coming, hit that subscribe button. Seriously, missing the next breakdown would be like leaving the last immune human alone in a city of monsters. And trust me, you don't want to be left out when the horror ramps up. By now, if you've been following Carol's journey, you know one thing. Nothing in this world is what it seems. Every heartbeat, every choice, every fleeting glance could be the moment the hive mind swallows her, or humanity itself. And here's the kicker. Episode 2 doesn't just tease danger, it demands it. Think about it. The city is burning. 886 million gone. And the collective is advancing like a silent, unstoppable army. But Carol? She's alone, immune, and terrified. And that's the real horror. Not the virus, not the deaths. It's the weight of surviving when everyone else has lost themselves. Here's something most viewers missed. The collective isn't mindless. It's strategic. Every move they make, Every person they approach, every smile, it's calculated. Zosa and the others aren't just spreading the virus, they're testing Carol, learning her patterns, predicting her next move. And here's the truth, if she slips emotionally even once, the entire balance